Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing charting your leadership course, establishing core values and goals for effective leadership, crafting a compass for success, defining and pursuing leadership values and goals. Leadership is a journey that requires a clear sense of direction. For leaders across industries, including those steering the ship in dynamic sectors like technology, setting foundational values and concrete goals is critical. This comprehensive guide aims to help leaders establish and articulate their leadership values and goals, providing a roadmap for personal and professional growth and effectiveness. The importance of leadership values. Leadership values are the core principles that guide a leader's actions, decisions, and interactions. They are the bedrock of a leader's identity and play a crucial role in shaping organizational culture and performance. Leadership values are deeply held beliefs that guide your behavior and decision-making process. They serve as a moral compass, helping you navigate complex situations and stay true to your vision. Your leadership values profoundly impact your team and organization. They influence everything from how to handle conflicts and challenges to how you motivate and inspire your team. Identifying and articulating your leadership values. The process of identifying personal leadership values is introspective and requires a deep understanding of one's beliefs, experiences, and aspirations. Engage in self-reflection to understand what truly matters to you. Consider past experiences, both successes and failures, and identify the values that have guided your decisions. Once identified, articulate your leadership values clearly. This can involve writing a leadership philosophy statement that encapsulates your core values and serves as a guide for your actions. Setting leadership goals. Setting leadership goals is about defining what you want to achieve in your leadership role. These goals should be aligned with your values and broader objectives of your organization. Your leadership goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, also known as SMART. This clarity helps in tracking progress and achieving the desired outcomes. Ensure that your leadership goals are aligned with the overall objectives of your organization. This alignment ensures that your efforts contribute to the broader mission and vision of the organization. Integrating values and goals into leadership practice. Integrating your values and goals into your daily leadership practice is essential for authentic and effective leadership. Embody your leadership values in everyday actions. Your behavior sets the tone for your team and organization, and living your values fosters trust and respect. Stay focused on your leadership goals and use them to guide your decisions and actions. Regularly review these goals and adjust your strategies to stay on course. Communicating your leadership values and goals. Effectively communicating your values and goals to your team is crucial for building alignment and fostering a shared vision. Be transparent about your leadership values and goals. Share them with your team and explain why they are important to you and how they impact the organization. Create an environment where open dialogue is encouraged. Invite your team to discuss and provide feedback on your leadership approach, values, and goals. Building a culture based on leadership values. A leader plays a pivotal role in shaping organizational culture. A culture that reflects your leadership values can enhance team cohesion, motivation, and performance. Actively work towards cultivating a culture that embodies your leadership values. This can involve setting policies, practices, and traditions that reflect and reinforce these values. If your leadership values necessitate a cultural shift within the organization, approach this change strategically. Engage your team in the process and lead the change through example and consistent reinforcement. Measuring progress towards leadership goals. Measuring your progress towards your leadership goals is essential for continuous improvement. Establish clear metrics to evaluate your progress towards your leadership goals. This could include feedback from team members, performance metrics, or personal reflection and assessment. Conduct regular reviews of your progress. Be open to adjusting your goals and strategies as needed based on these reviews and changing circumstances. Overcoming challenges and upholding leadership values and goals. Leaders often face challenges in staying true to their values and achieving their goals. Overcoming these challenges requires resilience and adaptability. Be proactive in identifying challenges that may hinder your ability to uphold your values and achieve your goals. These could range from external pressures to internal conflicts. Develop strategies to overcome these challenges. This might involve seeking mentorship, engaging in professional development, or revisiting and refining your approach. Sustaining leadership growth. Ongoing personal and professional development is essential for any leader. Sustaining growth means continuously refining your leadership approach and adapting to new challenges and opportunities. Embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. Stay informed about your industry trends, leadership theories, and best practices. Engage in professional development opportunities such as workshops, seminars, and conferences. Regularly reflect on your leadership practice. Assess what is working well and what areas need improvement. Reflective practice is a powerful tool for personal growth and development. Fostering team development in line with leadership style. Your team's development should align with your leadership style and values. By investing in your team's growth, you not only enhance their capabilities, but also strengthen the organization's overall performance. Assess the development needs of your team. This could involve skill building, leadership development, or improving collaboration and communication. Provide your team with opportunities for growth that align with your leadership values and goals. This could include mentoring programs, training sessions, or cross-functional project opportunities. Leveraging feedback for leadership improvement. Feedback is an invaluable tool for any leader. Constructive feedback, both given and received, can provide insights that are essential for continuous improvement. Actively seek feedback from your peers, superiors, and team members. Use this feedback to gain different perspectives on your leadership style and effectiveness. Foster a culture where feedback is regularly exchanged and valued. Encourage open and honest communication within your team, and demonstrate how feedback can lead to positive changes and growth. Balancing personal well-being with professional responsibilities. Leadership roles often come with high levels of responsibility and stress. Balancing personal well-being with professional duties is key to long-term leadership effectiveness and personal health. Make self-care a priority. Ensure that you are taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. This might involve regular exercise, mindfulness practices, or pursuing hobbies and interests outside of work. Set clear boundaries between work and personal life. This helps in preventing burnout and ensures that you have the time and energy to recharge and engage in activities that you enjoy. Leading through change and uncertainty. The ability to lead effectively through change and uncertainty is a critical skill for any leader. In the ever-evolving landscape of business and technology, adaptability and resilience are key. View change as an opportunity rather than a challenge. Lead by example in adapting to new situations and guide your team through transitions with a positive and proactive approach. Cultivate resilience both in yourself and your team. Develop strategies to manage stress and recover from setbacks. Resilience is fundamental for navigating the uncertainties of the business world. Measuring the impact of your leadership. Understanding the impact of your leadership on your team and the organization is important for gauging your effectiveness and identifying areas for improvement. Regularly assess how your leadership is impacting your team performance, morale, and overall organizational goals. Use a combination of performance metrics, employee feedback, and self-assessment. Be prepared to adjust your leadership strategies based on the outcomes of your assessments. Continuous improvement should be your goal, adapting your approach as needed to meet the evolving needs of your team and organization. Final thoughts. Setting and maintaining clear leadership values and goals are essential for effective leadership. By committing to continuous learning, fostering team development, seeking and utilizing feedback, maintaining personal well-being, and leading adaptively through change, leaders can ensure they are equipped to guide their teams to success. As a leader, your journey is one of constant evolution. Embrace these strategies to enhance your leadership capabilities, drive your team forward, and achieve sustained success in your professional endeavors. All right, and that's this week's episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for listening, and as always, thanks for being awesome. And that's a wrap for today's episode, Press Starters. Before we go, I'm excited to share a bit about my indie game studio, Play on Words Studios. Our latest project, Shadow City Mysteries: A Clockwork Noir, is a captivating narrative adventure game that you won't want to miss. Head over to Steam to wishlist it now. Additionally, we're gearing up for an exciting crowdfunding campaign for our tabletop RPG book that's set in the same intriguing world. Join the pre-campaign and stay updated for all the latest news. Check the links in the show notes to wishlist Shadow City Mysteries on Steam and join our tabletop RPG book pre-campaign on BackerKit. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep pressing start on your leadership journey.